I apologise for any earphone users. That was so over the top. It was unbelievable. I've missed you so much, though. What you mean? I've been wanting to see you for time. We've got loads to talk about. Not really, because it's been international break. And no one gives a about international break. Probably the biggest piece of news that's came out of the past couple of days as well is not regarding Liverpool, but has been Manchester United. And I said it to them, chat, WRL. Did I not say it to them months ago? When I said to United fans, no, mate, you're not feeling Qatari. You're not feeling Qatari. You're feeling fucking American. Bro, these guys, did you remember when, chat, do you remember when we had the whole FSG debacle, when FSG came out and they made it sound like they wanted to sell the club, but really they didn't. And then 2 days later, they came out and said, well, actually, we prefer to just have a minority stakeholder and we still own the majority of the football club. That was sort of spun on its head, like as if nobody wanted to buy us, which was not the case at all. The realistic, avenue of how that went was that FSG pretty much nullified any possibility of somebody being able to buy Liverpool fully, whereas that has not been the case with Manchester United. What has been the case with Manchester United is that Qatari fella, what's his name, Sheikh Jassim, thought it's not worth paying any more money for that shite. The stadium's half built, the academy's slightly above average. And yeah, mate, there's a lot of reasons why you would want to buy Man United, but also many more reasons why you wouldn't for a certain amount of money. And, one thing that I respect about Sheikh Jassim, before we do get into the Liverpool news, because this is a Liverpool show, and I do want to say hello to you, but, I just think for him, why go over the top? Why submit to little men, bro? You know what I'm saying? If you're Sheikh Jassim and you see the Glazers saying, no, why are you going to say yes to that? You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Crazy. Well, big up to everyone. We have got Liverpool stuff to get into. Henderson got booed. We're getting shafted by the Premier League because there's now been a 12:30 kickoff that's been that's been changed. And we've played the most 12:30 kickoffs after an international break, which is just and we know by the games that we played this season, it's been a little bit seedy. So neutrals can come at me and go, "Oh my God, James, you are a victim." I will say, "You are a pussy. You are a pussy because you blind. You need the glasses. You need them. You stupid. You stupid." But yeah, big up to everyone. Smash a like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Big up to Sam in the chat as well. He says, get the Norwich scarves out. Get the Norwich scarves out. Bring back Luis Suarez. Oh, mate. Norwich City. Good old times. But yeah, Man United have been getting shafted, but we're not even really here to talk about them today. But if you do have any questions, I'm here for you guys, not for me. Imagine Qatar now went in for LFC. That would be goated. Only for the laughs, but at the same time, I don't think state-owned ownership guarantees success. I'm just going to be transparent. I think there's examples of state ownerships where they really work, and there's examples of state ownerships that don't really work. And the common grounds is that they all spend money, but like PSG, for an example, yes, they win league titles in the French league, not really difficult, but don't really have that European pedigree. But then you've got to ask the question, Jurgen Klopp with that type of money, who knows? And I do think that, they probably would have cooked because they're really rich dudes. Really, really rich dudes. Newcastle have just got the best of the bunch, let's be honest. FSG shut United out, getting the valuation through minority investment. Bro, FSG are just cooking behind the scenes and all of us haven't even seen it. I think since Klopp mentioned it a few years ago, they have an agenda with Klopp. Well, do you remember when they were all crying saying that, oh my goodness, Jurgen Klopp is xenophobic, he's xenophobic, fuck yeah. What his comments was, I can't remember word for word what Klopp said, but I do remember the reaction being like, wait there, how have you taken xenophobia out of that comment, you absolute fucking victims? I'm a Scouser, I get called a victim, right? Everybody is a victim on Twitter nowadays, chat. You've just got to come down to that fundamental fact, because even after the fight on the weekend, Dylan Dennis versus Logan Paul, KSI versus Tommy Fury. Bro, Tommy Fury never lost that fight. He never lost it. He might have not won it with the point deduction. He never lost that fight. And I'm getting the people messaging me going, you don't know boxing, James. You clearly didn't watch that fight, or you don't know boxing. If you watch that fight, you'll know KSI won. I said in response, if you watch that fight, you'll know that KSI didn't do much besides hugged. So therefore, the point is that even KSI fanboys get rattled. And I like KSI. I think KSI's a cool dude. And you know what? Very impressive. He's very impressive with the energy and the urgency that he shows. His technique isn't really like a traditional fundamental boxer, but he doesn't need to be to face the level of competition that he's fighting. And I think because Tommy's the pro boxer, people thought it was going to be a little bit more one-sided. And because it weren't, people thought, oh my goodness, Tommy Fury won this fight. It was like Volkanovski versus Makhachev when they really close fight. But watching that fight back, yes, Volkanovski got the bigger cheers, but Makhachev probably won the fight. But based on what you've seen on the telly, based on the noise, and based on the fact it was in Australia, you're probably thinking Volkanovski's going to be the double champ. And he weren't. Yeah, man, it was crazy. I hate international break. We had one a few weeks ago as well. Bored the life out of me. Even international tournaments are overrated. Bro, do you know what? International breaks are good for the likes of Soboslai, who likes going away with Hungary. For us fans, it's the most devastating thing that you could probably go through, especially when you don't give a fuck about England. It's the worst. James, do you believe the Qataris would develop the city of Liverpool if they get the chance? Yes. And that's why I'd be up for it based on that. But there is other people who would be able to do that as well. But Qataris would be more likely to do so in terms of improving like the infrastructure around Anfield within the club as well. Also providing opportunities to local companies. So from that side, it would be massively beneficial. And I you've seen it in Manchester City. The economy around the Etihad Stadium has significantly increased since those owners have came in. And it's actually not just because of winning trophies, etc. That is partial because there's more fans coming to the stadium, but it's not actually just that. It's because they've made it more nice around the stadium, which is always more attractive as well, which is great. Big up to Joseph. He says, do you think FSG will expand Anfield's pitch after losing out on hosting games for the Euros? Oh, wait there. So chat. Has Anfield not been selected for the tournament? Is that right? Am I right in saying that? No, and I don't think FSG will expand the pitch. I've not seen any news that they'll expand the pitch or anything that implies that they'll expand the pitch, but that'd be interesting. It's a good question as well. Of course, those who don't know, Euros 2028, is it chat? Or 2028, I think. That's going to be hosted in UK, so also Ireland, Scotland. I think it's UK and Ireland because Ireland isn't in the UK technically. Okay, so that's interesting. I didn't know Anfield weren't selected. I know that on the Fabrizio Romano thing, they did say about going to Liverpool, but is that implying Goodison? Or, no, it'll be implying Everton's new stadium, wouldn't it? Because their new stadium's boss. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was thinking, wait there, Goodison? Are you sure? Are you sure? Old Trafford and Anfield not selected. Goodison will host. Goodison won't host. Goodison won't even be a thing by the time that's done. Surely? No, the new Everton Stadium. Yeah. No, that makes a lot more sense. Anyway, we've rambled there, chat. We've got some news to delve into as well. I even want to talk about like that the whole boxing on the weekend as well, because it was just a load of shit, but we'll do that later. People aren't tuning in for that. Let's be transparent. So what I'm doing right now, as I am not looking at the screen, I am just simply getting up and pulling up the news. So obviously the title implies about a new transfer committee. The reason why I'm leading to this conclusion is based on certain tweets that have been coming out over the past couple of days that I've missed. These tweets are from today. You know that I love me boy Josh. He keeps me up to date with all the little ins, outs. He just regurgitates what other people put, but it's still ideal because then you can go to his page and you can see exactly what news has been put out throughout the day through reliable journalists, not so reliable journalists, etc. But yeah, this is it. It's still a collaborative approach on to transfer. So actually, there was two tweets. If I go on to this one, there we go. So the first thing that came out was Liverpool's rebuild will enter another phase next summer with the defence being the priority. This is from James Pearce. So that pretty much implies we are likely to go out and get defenders next season. And listen, James Pearce, hit and miss. Yes. Did he get a lot of things right over the past window? I think he did. You know, he emphasised the fact we weren't going to get like a traditional six, and he was bang on. So he does get things right. And then this one is also from James Pearce. It's still a collaborative approach to transfers with the input of Fallows, Hunter, Shkamadke. So what does that mean? We all thought that Shkamadke was going to go, didn't we, chat? Chat, are you happy that Shkamadke's still going to be a part of the transfer committee? Has he shown you enough based on the small sample size? He's the man for the role. Can he uphold the standards of identifying top talent that we've been finding in recent years? Does he also have the ability to negotiate? is another big question. Shkamadke and the data provided by Will Spearman. I believe Will Spearman's been at the club for quite a while. Could be wrong, but I believe he is, or has been. Who took over from Ian Graham? Oh, no, he hasn't. It was Ian Graham, you're right. Who took over from Ian Graham as the club's director of research. So that's the one who will do all the little statistical analysis and stuff like that. What position is he going to be in at this time? Chances, etc., etc., etc. Not really happy, says Kingsman. That's fair. That's fair. George out. I love your accent. I love your face. I love your face. I don't know your face, but I love your face. Leighton says he's definitely not the man for the role unless there's a release clause. So based on evidence of what we've seen, we saw that Shkamadka hasn't really negotiated his own deals. The Gravenberch one wasn't really a hard deal to get over the line. It wasn't a release clause, but Bayern was willingly happy to sell Gravenberch, and Gravenberch was willingly happy to leave. And when Gravenberch spoke about the project, it wasn't really anything to do with Shkamadka, and rightly so. It was about the manager, Jurgen Klopp, what's he been saying, how is he going to implement him into his project? And then, of course, the two star boys, McAllister, Soboslai, they were both from release clauses. So I think the sample size is too small on Shkamadka, but based on the track record of whom we was linked with, the urgency that was implied, the uncertainty on whether he'd be more of a long-term role or a short-term role, because from what I remembered, chat, weren't he only supposed to stay until like September or like October, like the summer window? Weren't he more short-term? And also, chat, who's that dude? I think he might have just left Bayern Munich, or was it Leipzig that he left? I'm not too sure. But the sporting director in a team in Germany, I believe, is available, but nobody seems to be really wanting to get him. So that's... Oh, we was linked with him, but then we're not no more. McAllister was done before Shkamadka. That's right. No, you're right. I remember because we got McAllister. You're bang on. Yeah, because we got McAllister 2 days... or like the deal was pretty much done 2 days prior, but it was confirmed as Shkamadka came into the club. So people were like, oh my goodness, Shkamadka already getting to work. Look at him getting bargains. And I had to come on YouTube and clarify to everyone that weren't the case. And Gravenberch was a long-term target. Sobo release clause, and Endo was well above his market value. Shkamadka is useless. I can't lie. Based on the small sample size and the examples that you've just used, you're right. Panaskaus, I'm great. Thank you, sir. Hope you're well. Thank you for always tuning in as well, Panaskaus. You're just that guy. Big up to everyone who tunes in on a regular basis. You know what I'm like? I'm not the greatest YouTuber in the world, but I'm here, baby. I'm here. I've got the greatest community in the world. You guys carrying me. Jeez, fam. You know what I mean? Like, I think the Lavia saga was pretty much embarrassing, but I don't know if he had anything to do with it. That's also a phenomenal point, you know, chat. Not only are the signings we made one to be desired, so like the Endo price tag, that was huge. That was like 4 times his transfer market value. McAllister release clause, Sobo release clause. McAllister weren't really Shkamadka anyway, so let's say Sobo, a star, but it was a release clause, and then the other signings. Now let's talk about the Caicedo and the Lavia talks. Okay, yes, in hindsight, it's beautiful that we never really got those players because they seem to be diabolically crap. No, they'll be fine. I'm just happy we never got them because it doesn't seem like they'd helped us much this season. I actually think it would have been different for Caicedo and Lavia if they joined Liverpool, you know, chat. I'm not even going to lie to you. I think it would have been very, very different. Just because of the team, the vibe around the team, I think Caicedo would have fit like a little glove in our side. I'm not even going to lie, but it just hasn't seemed that way at Chelsea. But the way those debacles went, it wasn't really good. And then how late we got some of our transfers as well is never ideal because then you're missing the first few games without squad depth, which just isn't going to work. He wanted Andre and Hincapié. They were his choices. The stadium development will be an excuse not to spend the next 2 windows. By the way, FSG need to get that upper part sorted. I understand those complications with the fact that the original construction company pulled out and went bankrupt or something like that. But come on, man, you know, you're a billion, you're a bunch of billionaires, you know what I'm saying? Don't tell me FSG aren't billionaires. They're fucking billionaires. The football club's worth billions. They need to go out and get that stadium sorted. If you're telling me that stadium is going to be, or Anfield Road is going to be half full all the way up until January, that is a disgrace on the highest degree because that means we are not going to be seeing that extra bit of atmosphere that those extra fans will bring. It's a shame. Endo was a shut them up signing. If he worked, but the revenue he will bring in from Japan market will soon cover his cost. The latter part of that comment is smart on a financial business point of view, and I saw that as well. You know, if you sign the Japanese captain, It's a good thing. But I think we'd failed miserably at Lavia and Caicedo. And I think if you miss out on number one, and then you miss out on number two, why are you going to go out and spend 60 million on who's possibly number three? Let's say it was Cheek Decore from Crystal Palace. If he was option number three, well, then now you're going for option number three, who may not be anywhere near as good as option number 1 or 2, which was Lavia and Caicedo. So who do we get instead? Someone who's been on Klopp's radar for a little while. I think Enzo, honestly, and you know what I'm like, do you remember in the summer when I was like, you cannot say that Klopp has got 100% control. There is no evidence to suggest that he's got 100% control, because that was the claim that people were making. But I do think that Klopp, although he's been turned down for Enzo before, I think Klopp was the biggest inspiration behind the Enzo signing. Rightly or wrongly, deservedly or undeservedly, that was just the player that he wanted. And stylistically, mentality-wise, you know, you can see Jurgen Klopp was really excited for that player. And the only way I've got a problem with Enzo is if he was ever going to be a regular starter. And I know I had the Champions League and the banter, and it was fun. I just weren't willing to be like a shitbag like everyone else and just shit on the sign, and we understood it was crap. So we just thought we'd have a laugh with it. But yeah, I think that one for me is a utility man signing. And although he was 4 times his market value, he was only 16 million. So yeah, for me, Enzo's got a bit of a tough one, because the fans have got this weird expectation with Enzo, like, oh my God, he's got to start every game. You know, there's 3 guarantees in life. I die, you die, and Hussam will bring up fucking Enzo every single stream. And I say to Hussam, are you a dumb guy or dumb guy? Like, he says, I'm not a dumb guy. I think you're a dumb guy. This is why. It's because he says, James, this is what he does. He goes, James, let me set down the premise. And he thinks that he's about to drop a bar. No, you're about to drop a stinker, because he always goes, you were the one who was claiming Enzo this and Enzo that. And I go, no, Hussam, I never claimed Enzo was going to start. I simply claimed to be a good utility man. And by the way, I still stand by that opinion. But because divvies like you, and I love Hussam, so I'm going to take back the divvy, inconsiderate, unintelligent people like yourself, I'll rephrase, because you guys expect him to be this first team starter because we never got a first team CDM. It's like, no, first of all, you've mismanaged what Jurgen Klopp is trying to do with the team, rightly or wrongly. You know, he wants to play McAllister in the 6. That is something he's up for, because of the possession-based football that he wants to play, and this, that, and the other. You have not got a leg to stand on to people like me when I'm saying that I want Enzo to be a utility man. Therefore, you never prove me wrong. Even the other day, he's been incredibly disingenuous on his show. And I was thinking to myself, hang on a minute, how can you be this dishonest? I've never said Enzo should be a starter. I'd still stand by that opinion. I'd also sit there and say that as a utility man, he's more than capable. But we've seen such a small sample size of Enzo. There's still room to gauge where he's at. Is he good enough to be a utility man? Is he not? But all these fans are building this agenda against Enzo as if to say that he's got to be the main starter. It's like, are you high on crack cocaine, or have you lost a limb? Maybe brain cells. I don't understand how people come to that conclusion with Enzo, and that's my opinion. Yeah, it's a shame as well. It's not nice to see that type of stuff. I work in construction. FSG went for the cheapest option for the development. That always runs a risk. They never took into account the high rise in materials and went busting competence all round. This is what I say. When I blame FSG, people are like, oh my God, James, look at us. We're winning games now. Do you want FSG to go now? I've always said it's not the on-the-pitch stuff that worries me about FSG. The on-the-pitch stuff is something that Jurgen Klopp has built for years and years and years. Or should I say, let me rephrase, it's not only or the only thing that worries me. You know, FSG worry me off the pitch based on their decision-making. Prior to Jurgen Klopp, our football club was a joke. And here's the thing, we relied on big individuals like Luis Suarez to even get us close to competing for trophies. Cup competitions, we were an embarrassment because our squad depth was pathetic. And the only time we've had good squad depth in the past couple of years, we were competing for quadruples, we were winning Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues. Whereas now that's not the case. And it's because they've neglected transfer windows year after year after year. And I agree with this. I think if, you know, these are the type of things that FSG does. I'm not a man who's against value for money. I'm not a man who, you know, who's against finding a bargain. I think that's a great idea to try and find bargains. My problem lies when you start to, you know, like you said, cheapest possible construction company and you haven't got a plan B, or, you know, you haven't got an alternative. I don't know the ins and outs on how this works, Crick. One thing I do know is that they definitely could have done better, for sure. Arsenal and West Ham are sniffing around Andre. If we lose him to either, I will lose it myself, Andre and Nkape. We are title challengers, simple. Sincape will give Virgil van Dijk a kick up the arse. I think that Virgil van Dijk doesn't need as much of a kick up the arse this season. I think he's been fantastic. Chat, do you hold that same opinion as me? Do we all agree that Virgil van Dijk has been an amazing centre-back this season? Possibly one of the best in the league? Or am I the only one who seems to hold this opinion? I think he's been fantastic. Last season, I thought he was diabolically shite. This season, I think he's been great. But I still see people slandering him. I saw everyone after the Netherlands-French game going, oh my God, you're not the same no more. You do realise it's 11 versus 11. You do realise it's team versus team. It's not just Virgil van Dijk who concedes goals. It is an overall side. Matip has been doing better in certain games, but he hasn't played as much as Virgil van Dijk. So, yeah, you can use the sample size of Tottenham. You can use the sample size of another game, I don't know. I don't think you can say, based on when they've played next to each other, but based on overall, Van Dijk's played in more games. I like the fact that chatted the game. Van Dijk has been poor this season. Don't agree with this one single bit. Don't know what games you've been watching. If you can identify poor performances, besides Newcastle where he made that stupid error and got a red card, I don't understand what Virgil van Dijk's done now he's finished. Hamza, that is such a dumb statement. What does finished mean? Does finished mean he's not as good as what he was? Because I'll agree with that. Or are you saying he's finished as in like he can't play no more, like Rio Ferdinand at QPR? That is hyperbolics. If you think he's on that level, because that's what finished is to me. Finished is winning a league at United, going to QPR, and what happens. Virgil van Dijk is not even close to that level. I'm not even going to sit there and say he's best centre-back in the world again, but come on, man. Let's be honest, chat. Let's be intellectually honest and say that he's been good this season. Can't sit there and watch Van Dijk this season and say you've been shit or you've been directly leading to goals. Like, people were even trying to blame Virgil van Dijk for that pass. I'm like, hang on a minute. Did you not see McAllister sleeping around? Like Jack the fucking Beanstalk against his whole team. Like, are you crazy? It's like he pressed the ball, but never pressed. It was weird. I've been impressed with absolutely everybody defensively. Even Gomez and Trent have been decent. Trent's been fine. I think Trent's been overrated defensively this season. He's been fine in some instances, but I think Trent just can have a couple of games that are good defensively, and then all the fans go, he's got better. It's like, no, he's just kind of like, he's still making mistakes that lead to goals. He isn't on the ball merchant, and that's what we need to use Trent for. The same way that right midfielders over time have changed the roles. Ryan Giggs, the reason why people say, oh no, you can't say Salah's better than Ryan Giggs, is because Ryan Giggs played a deeper role than Mohamed Salah. I will respond to this. That's fine. But now you need to hold the same energy for Trent when you're sitting there saying he's not a world-class right back because he can't defend. Well, how come Ryan Giggs isn't a world-class right winger? It's because he's a right midfielder. Same way that Trent can be a right back, but he's not a defensive right back. So now let's analyse what's his main job. Attacking. What does he do world-class? Attacking. You've got to be intellectually honest. If you are going to be dishonest, then we've got to hold the same energy for Ryan Giggs. And there was many seasons where he massively underperformed on a goal scoring and an assist basis. There was many seasons where he done really well, more seasons than not. But those numbers in the modern day would not be accepted. Not be accepted. He'd be called the Welsh Jack Grealish. And that's what Jack Grealish does. He creates more space for people. He creates chances. You know what I'm saying? Jack Grealish is quality. But it's not respected because he doesn't get the amplified numbers. And Trent doesn't get respected because he's not making those last-ditch tackles. But he does still need to improve. That's a fact. I think him and Robbo play with cigars in their mouths because they have zero competition. Not true. I think Robertson does have competition. I just think he's better than his competition. I think Shimaka's is fine competition. And I think Robbo's been very sound this season, to be honest with you. I don't think he was great against Brighton. Thought he was terrible against Brighton. Thought he's been great all season, honestly. And all the Robbo haters came out after that game like, oh, yeah, he's finished. He's like, mate, he's one of the best left-backs the Premier League have ever seen. One of the best. I'm not going to say the best. You can't put him above Ashley Cole, for instance. But Robbo is quality. And the fact that he even gets mentions in the same breath of a Luke Shaw it reminds me how thick football fans can be. Ryan Turner says, currently watching you whilst on holiday in Tunisia. Big ups. Hey, chat, where's Tunisia? Where's Tunisia? Is that in Asia? Tunisia or Africa? Not too sure. I'm going to Morocco in February. Is there anyone from Morocco in the chat? Because I'm going to be going there, you know. I can't wait. When you look at like the culture and that, it looks boss. No matter where I am in the world, I'll always jump on and support my brother. Ryan Turner's like, maybe, I'm not going to lie to you, chat, and you can argue this amongst yourselves. Ryan Turner might be the longest serving subscriber that I'm seeing in this chat at the moment, which, listen, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I love you all the same. You don't love your oldest son more than your second oldest son. But Ryan Turner's older than all of yous when it comes to being in this chat. I'm just saying. Turner, Mr. Turner, have you been here since like 2019? I think you have, haven't you? I think you have. But anyway, enjoy your holiday, my man. North Africa, yes, yes. We love it, son. We love it. Food is boss there. I've heard. And they've actually got their own food. It's not like England's. Ryan Gravenberch done an interview the other day with Sky Sports, and the Sky Sports person was like, yeah, what's your favourite English food? You know, whenever that question's asked, that's like saying, what's your favourite colour of the sky? It's like, it's usually one colour. You know what I mean? Yes, it can go grey, but grey isn't really classed as a colour, so can't just say the sky is fucking blue. The same way, our food is not our food. It is fucking not original. We have stole every bit of our food from other places, and by the way, we make it worse. We call Chinese food. Bro, like, if you actually have Chinese food, proper Chinese food, it's boss. And I love our little jar Chinese food that we've got in the UK, but it's not proper Chinese. You understand? I still love it. Whatever shit and chemicals they're putting in that shit, it's tasty. Doesn't matter, though. It's not proper Chinese. Not proper food. It's plastic. Keyword being was for Robbo. Captain Salah, you trying to disrespect him? He has been great. I'm not saying he was one of the best left backs. I'm saying he is one of the best left backs in the league. I'm using present tense here. I don't know if you were. I don't know if I've responded to your comment correctly or read it right, but yeah. Love from Saudi Arabia. Big up Farage, my guy. I don't get people who go to a different country and eat fish and chips, experience new delicacies. Fish and chips isn't even English. Let me look up. Bet your fish and chips isn't even English. Honestly, it can't be English. Let me have a look right now. Right, fish and chips. Fucking fish and chips being English. Country. Honestly, I lose the will to live every single day. The more that I work on it. Is fish and chips English? Fish and chips is a hot dish and fried in batter. The dish originated in England. That's a lie. That's a lie. There's no way fish and chips. Where? You're telling me the first fella to cook fish and chips was in England? Fuck off. Where was fish and chips invented? It better not say in the sea in the fucking ground with potatoes, right? Most people think that fish and chips originated in England. This is not actually true. Chat, get ready for some accurate historicity with James. I'm going to just share the screen because England have been lying to us for years. The lying bastards, mate. I'm telling you now, chat, the fucking lying bastards. Look at this. It says, most people think that fish and chips originated in England. This is actually not true. The real historicity, well, it says history, of fish and chips is traced back to the 15th century in Portugal. Big up to Ronaldo, big up to Jota. Because their ancestors were the ones that allowed us to claim fish and chips. Portugal should be fucking fuming with this country. Portugal fully invented fish and chips. Oh! Even my Scouse accent's too much for me at times, chat. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's even too much for me. Piss and chips, Piss and chips. I'll tell you now, you can have some fish and it tastes like piss, you know what I'm saying? Where the dish was invented. There we go. So they invented fish and chips. Did you know that Portugal invented fish? Did you know that Portugal invented fish according to Google? Chat, you ever read something on Google and then think like, wow, this is a really, really stupid Google. Like, Google can be stupid. What do you mean Portugal invented fish and chips? You never invented fish and chips. You might have invented that combination. You never invented the fish and you never invented the fucking chip. Taking God's work, fam. Know what I'm saying? Trying to claim it for yourself. That's because white English culture is stealing from another culture, making it our own. Whoa. Allow the race thing, fam. You know what I'm saying? Allow the race thing. Just say English. Know what I mean? Honestly, every day since I was younger, yeah. And I've got, for me, yeah, like, I'm just like, why do I get shit on for him? Like, why am I getting shit on for my ancestors, fam? You know what I mean? Oh, We're not the only one who robs people's cultures. There's loads of people. Know what I mean? Trying to blame me for fucking robbing cultures, fam. You crazy guy, blood. Captain Sal, piss and chips available at Old Trafford. Hey, it probably would taste like piss and chips too. England is like an apple. We take the ideas and make it so much better. No, we don't even make it better, though. We make it seedy. We want people to go to hospitals all the time so they can get some more money in the pharmaceutical companies. You know what I mean? Why do you think every single thing you had? I had some rice before. I'm going to prove my point right now. Okay? I'm going to prove my fucking point. I had some rice, right? Some Pilu rice. This is Aldi's finest. Now, on the back of this, ingredients. Where the fuck are my glasses? Because I can't read for shit. We have got... Where's the ingredients on this? To be fair, they're basic ingredients. But have you ever noticed the way, like, on the back of certain things, they've just got, like, long-ass ingredients that don't even look English. And it looks weird. And chat, I'm telling you now. It's crazy. Cough, cough, like the Americans. Facts. Facts, bro. Like English breakfast. I love the fact we just decided to go, okay, here's an egg, here's a sausage, and here's a few other bits and bobs. And by the way, it's now English. Oh, my goodness. It's crazy. It's crazy. LFC Adam, Man United getting brought by a tax-dodging Tory. Beautiful. Yes! You never know. We might actually cook there, so we better not even get too excited until we see like a sample size of what he can do. I think he's also done, or he owns a team in France, but he hasn't really done much with that team, to be fair. Chat, can we smash a like as well? Only if you're enjoying the stream. If you're not enjoying the stream, there's no point in smashing a like. Gakpo deserves some time on the left. Remember his first goal versus Man United. Yeah, Gakpo. I like Diaz, though. I like Diaz. People have been shitting on Diaz since that Brighton game, mate. All of our players who have actually had a really good season have been getting shit on to the highest degree. It's been pathetic. Been really pathetic. Big Pharma is a problem everywhere, Hammers. Hey, listen, it's a worldwide thing, fam. You know what I mean? You think that all the world, besides Sweden, to be fair, they never locked down. Do you think all the world just was like, yeah, man, we all need to lock down? No, someone told them to do it. Come on. Anyway, conspiracy theorists with Hammers. Let's now talk about the next topic, which is going to be Liverpool and Manchester City. These half-12 kickoffs are pissing me off. Pissing me off. By the way, chat, I'm just a comedian. Anything that I ever say, it's not true. It's not true. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot the messenger, fam. Right, yeah. Let's go. Manchester City and Liverpool on the 25th of November to kick off at 12:30 p.m. Bastards. Third time this season, Jurgen Klopp's side has been in the slot immediately after an international break. It will be the 14th occasion immediately after an international break since Klopp took over. Spurs are the next team with 6. How crazy is that, chat? Jurgen Klopp has had 14 occasions since he took over where he has taken that half-12 spot after an international break. Spurs are behind them with 6. Not another manager is behind them with 6. A team is behind them with 6. This is chat. Am I being a bit too much of a victim? I want to ask a question to you guys. Am I being a victim thinking there's something weird about this? Am I thinking there's something wrong? First of all, why are you putting the biggest game that weekend in that slot? That should be a fucking Sunday game, first and foremost. Second of all, it is always us after an international break. And I think it's statistically proven those who play on it, not just with Liverpool, but teams in general who play 12:30 after an international break, that is not a good time to play. Makes no sense. Now, fair dues, City are in that role as well, but they're not getting this as much as we are. We've had this 14 times. I don't understand it. I don't get the logic behind it. I don't get why it always happens. And you can't just say that it's by chance. Can't just say, I can't complain, prime time for Australia. We're not playing in Australia, Rishi. We're not playing in Australia. We're playing in friggin' England. It's going to be early at the border. Yeah, so it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know why we keep getting these 12:30 slots, and I don't know why it keeps switching between. And it's always us. It's always us. So yeah, give me your thoughts on that as well, chat. Would love to see you talk about how the world works, James. Things like the New World Order and the elite agenda. A lot still asleep. Big up to Ricky Lambert as well. Nah, Ricky Lambert's sick. Do you know what it is? It's not the platform for it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm a comedian, so I don't actually know anything. Anything I say is a conspiracy. Nah, but it's good to see you, Brad. And I think it's good when people can just speak about what they feel is the truth. You know what I mean? Of course, it's a conspiracy against us 4 or 5 times Okay, maybe that's by chance, but 14 times, that's a joke. And it's a joke. It's even more of a joke when you realise the team behind us is City, right? City, the team behind, it's Spurs. Spurs, the team behind us with 6. It's not even like they've got 10 and we've got 14. They've got 6. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Ben Jacobs' tweet is beautiful. Okay, we'll have a little look at Ben Jacobs' tweet. Why not? Have a little again. Have a little again. What's Ben Jacobs saying? More on him. Oh no, that's a pin tweet. It looks like. Is it this one? Sheikh Jassim's withdrawal from Manchester United process is total. He is 100% out. This is huge news. 17 minutes ago, chat. 17 minutes ago, this was confirmed by Ben Jacobs. It was made clear to those running to the process that his offer is no longer valid, even if the Glazers change their minds or don't proceed with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. That's interesting. That is huge news right there. I did do a video on my opinions on this earlier. Little banter, a little bit of actual talk. I'd love to learn more about the details as well. We've played City away 3 times in them 12:30 kickoffs. Clearly something odd going on behind the scenes. Yeah, it is weird. It can't just be by chance, surely. 8 times more than Spurs, who are the second team to play the most 12:30 kickoffs. Wild. We've had, the gap between us and Spurs is bigger than how many times Spurs have played in that slot, and they're number 2. Gonna go to the beach and the pool, James. Take care. You enjoy, brother. You enjoy. You get bronze, my bro. You get bronze. You get bronze, my guy. Everyone shout out to Ryan Turner in the chat. We'll be top of the league come 2 p.m. Saturday. Let's beat the top. Shite. Yeah, this week's going to be a gas week as well. I've got an Everton fan coming on the channel. He's my mate Josh, proper Scouser, Everton fan. That's going to be a good show. What else have I got going on this week? An Everton preview. That's going to be grand. But we're not even done with this stream. But chat, if you can, smash a like. Subscribe as well, because it really just helps the channel to be transparent with you all. That would be amazing. Yeah, let me go back into my bookmarks. As I believe I've still got one more piece of news. Yeah, this was it. Henderson getting booed by England fans. Chat, what's your opinion on this? Harvey Elliott got asked a question about it, which I don't know why you're asking a 19-year-old kid about a senior team player. Shout out to Harvey Elliott as well, by the way. In one of the games for under 21s, he got 2 goals and an assist. Incredible. Great performance. It's upsetting. Hendo is a massive inspiration to me and to many around the world. For what he has done for English football, it's not nice to see. It's his decision. It's his career. We need to support him as a nation. Bro, I'll tell you. Woo! Bro, is that a bee? Or is that a fly? Chat, that couldn't have been. That couldn't have been just a fly. Did you see that? Did you? Woo! I don't like Tim fuckers, he's a big fella, him. So yeah, I don't know why he's getting asked 2. I understand why Henderson was getting booed. I don't understand why, someone made a really, really dumb comment in this that I had to respond to. It was this one, right? I got ratio to fuck, so I took an L. But this guy said, love him, but he needs to give up his England spot. I've got a huge problem with the way he's worded this. Love him, but he needs to give up his England spot. I've responded saying, and why would he do that? He's then responded, bro, I've been ratioed twice. This LFC merchant's actually terrified me. I've been ratioed 3 times, actually. He is playing in Saudi Arabia while top players in the Prem like JW Prowse, so James Ward-Prowse, are not getting a spot. I've then responded, that's for Gareth to decide, though, not Henderson. And he said, yeah, he is equally to blame. No, he's not equally to blame. I'm going to reply to him again. He can fucking ratio me all he wants. I'm the best at taking ratios. Makes no sense at all. Why would he take equal blame when it isn't his choice? I mean, yes, technically Henderson could withdraw from the England squad, but chat, you hear what I'm saying? How are you going to blame Henderson for going to an England squad? That's a Gareth Southgate problem. That's clearly a Gareth Southgate problem. Who was that girl screaming then? She was next door. But that's all I mean. No, chat, I don't get why people are saying Henderson should be, because that's got 10 likes, chat. Am I missing something? Should Henderson willingly call up Gareth Southgate and go, yeah, man, I'm not the best man for the job, leave me alone? No. If you're trying to stay relevant as a footballer, you want to go to the England team, and if the manager's saying, let's go, then let's go. I'm not surprised. Clearly, fans don't think he's good enough. That's fine. Believe me, it's more than fine if you don't think he's good enough. That's not the leg that I'm standing on. I'm thinking, why does people have to say that Henderson needs to withdraw himself? That's not true. He's not the manager. Agree with Mark Goldbridge on the Hendo stuff. It's indicative of the larger issue of Southgate picking players who don't play proper elite football regularly. That's right. And that's why, like, even Maguire, Calvin Phillips, okay, yes, they play in the Premier League, but they play shit in the Premier League when they do play, and they don't really play that much at all. So therefore, you've got to be consistent, you know what I mean? The one thing I'll say, I think Henderson deserves to start more than Calvin Phillips. Chat, is that a W or an L? I think he does. If you want to say Calvin Phillips shouldn't have went, I'd agree with that. But Henderson deserves to start more than Calvin Phillips. He's played more football in recent time. Over the past 13 months, Henderson has played probably 70, 80% more football than Calvin Phillips. And I'm not even, you know my opinion on Henderson. I thought he acted like a fucking donut around the time he left the club. Thought he just acted like a tit. I couldn't believe it. And I love Henderson, and he is a legend, but the way he acted was pathetic around the time that he left. And he was lying. He was not transparent, but he absolutely deserves to start above Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips played no football. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, just because Scott Carson won a treble last season, we're going to play him? No, he doesn't play football, and he's not that good. Know what I mean? Calvin Phillips might be good, but he doesn't play football. So we're going to use the premise on playing football, how regularly you play football. If you're sitting on the bench at City, Calvin Phillips has played just as much football as Scott Carson. You can't blame Hendo. It's Southgate's fault. That's the point that I'm trying to make. You can't blame Hendo. He's obviously going to take that opportunity, and he deserves it more than a lot of midfielders. Okay, fine. Bring James Ward-Prowse, but now remove Calvin Phillips, who doesn't play. How's Harry Maguire still going to that international team because he's good for England? Fine. Doesn't play for his club. Imagine Henderson. That means if we're going to use, he's good enough for England, then Henderson does deserve to go. Henderson does well for England. He does fine. Don't look at Henderson and say he's played shit today. He does a good, solid 6, 7 out of 10. Imagine Henderson withdrew from the England squad and was in Saudi. Imagine the narrative and the media would have spun on that. This is so true. This is such a smart intellectual comment. Everyone would be like, he's gave up on his country because he's joined Saudi. It's a lose-lose situation. The second Henderson went to Saudi, it was lose-lose. He never helped himself. He never helped himself, saying he never went to Saudi for money. Fuck off. Fuck off. Are you lying to me or yourself? You're lying to me, yourself, and your family with those lies. How dare you say you're not going there for money? Of course you're going there for money. Absolute lying through your teeth. But yeah, like based on the England thing, it was a lose-lose situation. Liverpool players always get booed by England. Remember Gomez and Sterling instance. Yeah, that was a narrative pushed agenda though. That was really bad. That was like a really bad. Scouse people also get booed. Wayne Rooney was notoriously getting booed for England, and you know that happened quite a few times, to be fair. So you are right, but I don't think that's the sole reason why he got booed. Because Henderson never used to really get booed. Prior to, people really liked Henderson when he was at Liverpool. England fans, at least, they thought he was deserving of the team. They thought he'd done well in the team. I don't think. But you're right. There is an agenda against people who either play for Liverpool or are from Liverpool. That's just factual because we do it to ourselves. We separate ourselves from the rest of the country, and that's why the country doesn't really like us. But the country's going to shit anyway, so who cares? You can't blame the Henzo. It's Southgate's fault. That's right. That's right. I don't know why they're getting Harvey Elliott to speak on the matter, though. Harvey Elliott's young. I don't know why he's got to be brought into this too much. But yeah, I got ratioed by this guy, but I thought I had a point. I thought I had a leg to stand on. It's upsetting. Hendo is a massive inspiration to me and to many around the world for what he has done for the English football. Interesting. Really, really interesting one. Chat, I do believe that's now going to be me over and out for the time being. I have got more. Let me give you my schedule for today so you can follow me along across the YouTube world. So I will be on Rance's channel. Rants and Bants. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. I'm going to be live on there at 6 p.m. So me and him are going to go and do a little back and forth. I'm going to tell him about all the United news. You know that. And then, of course, we've got... and we've got another live Redmond Roundup. Sorry, another live Hammers Sports tonight. That's going to be more Q&A based. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit of news throughout the day as well. Could be even football based if there's not much Liverpool news. So, chat, let me know. Are you going to be there at 8 p.m. when I'm live on my channel? And also know that I'm going to be live on Rance's channel at 6 as well. If you can leave a like after this video is done, that'd be great. If you can smash a comment when the video's done, not in the live chat, but in the actual comment section, gets the video more out there. But before I do leave you, Jesus loves you to pieces. I love you. He loves you more. Second of all, I'm praying for all the innocent people of both Palestine and Israel. I'm going to clarify before I upset anyone. Me, as a normal weird Scouse kid, I am not educated enough to be picking sides. And I'll be honest, the only side I choose is the side of peace. And I hope both of the innocent groups on both sides find peace. And I hope there's a common ground that is met eventually. And hopefully through more education on the topic, I'll be able to support it more accurately. So based on my lack of knowledge, I want to say I pray for both, the innocent people of both. And I think that we should all be praying for peace in the name of Jesus Christ to help these people, to help them prosper, to help them get out of these tough times. It's devastating to see kids dying, families being separated. So I want to just also say that. And then last thing as well, I love every single one of you for the support that you show on this channel on a day-to-day basis, week-to-week basis, year-to-year basis. I'm nothing without you guys. And even when I go away and you come back, you support me fully. And I really appreciate you all for that. So anyway, chat, I'm over and out, okay? But I love every single one of you, and I'll see you all in a bizzle.